Jai Sairam, Chapter 8. Installation of Paduka and a neem tree, wrestling with Mohammedan, turning water into oil, Pseudo Guru Jawahar. Installation of Paduka under neem tree. A devotee by Krishnaji Ali Baghar of Akalkot Maharaja used to daily worship his photo. Once, by going to Akalkot, Sholapur district, he decided to have the site and worship the padukas, that is, the sandals of Sri Akalkot Maharaja. But before it, Akalkot Maharaj appeared in the dream and said that these days he was living in Shirdi itself. You go there and worship me. Therefore, making changes in his program, he came to Shirdi and worshipped Sri Sai Baba. He happily lived in Shirdi for 6 months, and as an image of dream he prepared padukas. Finding an auspicious day in the month of Shravana, that is August, of 1934, he installed the padukas under the neem tree. The installation ceremony was properly completed by Dada Kelkar and Upasani Maharaj. One Dikshit priest was appointed for worship and the management was handed over to the devotee Sagun Meru Naik. Shri B. V. Dev, retired administrator of Thane, who was a great devotee of Sai Baba, made inquiries in this subject from Sagun Meru Naik and Govind Kamlakar Dikshit. The entire description of the padukas was published in Part 11 on page 25 of Sri Sai Leela magazine, which is like this. In 1912, a devotee, Dr. Ramadev Kothare, came to Shirdi to see Baba. His compounder and his one friend Bhai Krishnaji Ali Bhaghar was also with him. Compounder and Bhai Krishnaji had a deep friendship with Shagun Meru Nayak and G. K. Dikshit. While talking on other subjects, these people thought that why not to install the padukas in historical memory of first advent of Sri Sai Baba in Shirdi and his living under a neem tree. When thoughts were exchanged for the creation of padukas, then the friend compounder of Baiji said, if this information comes to the mind of his master Kothre, he will get made beautiful padukas. This resolution was passed by all, and Dr. Kothre was informed about it. He came to Shirdi, prepared the sketch of the padukas, and in this subject met with Upasani Maharaj at Kanjova temple. Upasani Maharaj made some amendments in it and drew lotus flowers, etc., and wrote the following sloka also, which was the symbol of significance of neem tree and Baba's yogic powers. It is as under. Sada nimbraviksha mula adibastha sudastravrinam kitvam priyam tam tharum kalpvarshadikam sadyatam nama shirvaram sadguram sainada. The idea of Upasani Maharaja was liked by all and it was worked upon. Padukas were prepared in Bombay and were sent to Shirdi through the compounder. According to the order of Baba, it was installed on the full moon day of the month of Shravana, August. On the morning of this day, at 11 a.m., Sri D. K. Dikshit brought it on his head with all pomp and show from the temple of Kanjoba to Dwarkamai. Baba, touching the padukas, said, these are the lotus feet of God. Install them under the neem tree. One day before this, a Parsi devotee, Pasta Seth, sent a money order of rupees 25. Baba gave those rupees for the installation of padukas. In the establishment of padukas, 100 rupees were spent out of them. 75 rupees were gathered by donation. For the first 5 years, Dr. Kodare sent rupees 2 every month for lighting the lamp. He also sent iron bars to place them around the padukas. Sagun Meru Naik spent 7 rupees and 8 annas, the expenses of carrying the iron bars and making of a shed. These days, Jarwadi, Nam Pujari worships and Sagun Meru Naik offers the Naivedya, food offered to God, and lit the lamp in the evening. Previously, Bhai Krishnaji was a disciple of Akkalkot Maharaj. While going to Akkalkot in 1834, on the auspicious occasion of installation of Padukas, he came to Shirdi, and after when he asked the permission of Baba to return to Akkalkot, Baba said, "What is there in Akkalkot? Why do you go there uselessly? The Maharaj of there is here itself, that is I." Listening to this, Bhaiji left the idea of going to Akkalkot. After the installation of Padukas, he usually used to come to Shirdi. Shri B.V. Dev has written in the end that Mr. Hemant Pant did not know all the details, otherwise he would never forgot to mention it in Sai Satcharitra. Wrestling with Mohammedan Tamboli. There lived a wrestler named Mohammedan Tamboli in Shirdi. Baba had some argument with him on some subject. As a result of it, wrestling took place between them and Baba lost. After it, a sudden change came in the life of Baba. Now he used to wear a kafni, robe, tied loin cloth, and covered his head with a piece of cloth. He used a piece of canvas to sleep over. He looked satisfied by using such piece of old and torn clothes. He always used to say that Garbi aval batchashi ameri se lak savai garrebo ka allabai. Poverty is royalty, higher than all riches. God is the brother of the poor. Sai neither mixed with the people nor talked to them. When somebody asks a question, he answers it to the point. During the day, he resided under the neem tree. At times, he used to sit under the shade of babur, that is, acacia tree, on the bank of the village near the drain, and during the evening used to stroll anywhere according to his will. Often he used to visit the house of Bala Sahib Dengile in Nimgwa. Baba loved him very much. His younger brother, who was called Nana Sahib, has no issue even after second marriage. Bala Sahib sent Nana Sahib to Shirdi for the sight of Sai Baba. After some time, Nana Sahib was blessed with the son by the blessings of Sai Baba. During this time, people in great numbers started to come for the sight of Baba, and his fame also spread to far off places also. He became much famous in Ahmednagar also. After it, Nana Sahib Chandorkar, Keshav Chidambar, and many other devotees started coming to Shirdi. Throughout the day, Baba used to be surrounded by these devotees, and at night used to sleep in the old dilapidated mosque. At that time, the total property of Baba was chilam, that is pipe, tobacco, one turmile, one long robe, a cloth to put around his head, and a satka stick, whom he always kept near him. He used to tie a piece of white cloth on his head in such a way that one end of it used to fall on of his back, which seemed to be a tuft of hair. He did not use any boot or sandal in his feet. He wore a kopan, a small piece of cloth to cover the private parts, and to protect himself from cold, he used to get heated from the duni. He used to put pieces of wood in duni, and along with them he used to burn his ego, wishes, and all the attraction towards the object of the senses. He always enchanted Allah Malik. The mosque in which he resided, it has a length of 2 rooms only, and all the devotees had his sight there only. Some changes came in 1912. Old mosque was renovated and its floor was also made. Before living in the mosque for the long time he lived in Takia. Immersed in love, he used to dance wearing gungrow, small bells, and also sang beautiful devotional songs. Turning water into oil. Baba had great love for light. In the evening he begged oil from the shopkeepers and would decorate mosque with the lines of lamp. This practice continued for quite some time. Now the shopkeepers were fed up with it and they decided not to give oil for Baba. Hence, when according to daily practice he went to the shopkeepers for oil, he was denied by all. Without saying anything to anybody, Baba returned to the mosque and put the dry wicks in the lamps. The shopkeepers were eagerly looking at Baba as to what he would be now doing. Baba lifted the turmoil, which contained very small quantity of oil. He mixed water in it and drank the mixture of the oil and water. After some time he vomited it into the turmoil and put the water oil in the lamps and lit them. When the eager shopkeepers saw the lamps lighting the whole night, then they felt remorseful on their deeds and they begged pardon of Baba. Baba pardoned and warned them to behave properly in future. Siddhar Guru Jawahar Ali. After 5 years of wrestling with Mohammedan, a fakir named Jawahar Ali came to Rahata along with his disciples. He put up in a house near Veerabhadra temple. The fakir was intelligent. The ayatin of Quran were by heart to him. He had a sweet voice. Many devotees of the village became to come to him and give due respect to him. After collecting money from the people, he decided to erect a Idaga near Veerabhadra temple. Some quarrel fell out on this subject. As a result of it, he left Rahata and came to Shri and began to live in the mosque with Baba. He won over the people due to his sweet voice. He began to call Baba as one of his disciples. Baba had no objection to it and began to perform with full concentration of his duties and served him in many ways. They both came to Shirdi at times, but mostly the headquarters was Rahata. The loving devotees of Baba did not like his stay in Rahata, so they all went to Baba to bring him back to Shirdi. They met Baba near Edgah and they told him the purpose of their coming. Baba made them understand that they should return to Shirdi before the fakir come back. This discussion was going on. When the fakir reached there, he became very angry seeing that this disciple of Baba was being carried to Shirdi. After some discussion, a change came in it. At the end, it was decided that both fakir and the disciple would live in Shirdi. Then they came and began to live in Shirdi. After some time, Devidas examined the Guru and found some faults in him. When Baba came to Shirdi with the marriage procession of the son of the brother-in-law of Chand Patel. 12 years before, it was Devidas, while he was 10 to 12 years old, came to Shirdi, lived in the Hanuman temple. Many people took him as their guru. People brought Jawahar Ali before him. Jawahar Ali was defeated in the discussion, and leaving Shirdi, he ran away to Bijapur. He came to Shirdi after many years and bowed to the feet of Sai Baba. His doubt that he himself was the Guru and Sai Baba was his disciple had now destroyed. Jai Sai Ram.